Uh-oh. Oh no, it's working. Hi everyone. Welcome. Sorry. I had to unplug my mic. Back. Pretty sure that's working. Thank you, Ducky. Welcome, Ducky. Crafty. Ah. Try plugging it. Yeah, as I was logging. Oh. No, that's too low. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. And now to fix my camera. This is what happens when you're away for a week. Your computer decides it doesn't like have. Okay, quick update. My camera does not seem to like me. We're going to try a different USB port. Oh, I thought I muted the mic. Hold on. It's amazing to me that it was working not like 3 minutes ago when I started streaming. Now it's decided it wasn't feeling it. Okay. Oh, okay. That's fun. Mode. There we go. All right, that's better. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you here. All I had to do was click on it, apparently. There we go. Feels too bright. Let me turn it down a little bit. Hey, Ducky. That should work. Alright. Still feels very dark. Oh well, I'll have to fix it a different time. You all have waited long enough. Let's go ahead and get into the game. Oh. That's nothing right there below the... I wonder if I could... Sometimes it takes forever to load in. I totally forgot what I was doing, by the way, so it's going to be a remembering experience for both of us here. All of us. What was that cave gremlin farm you saw? Who knows? Who knows? Could be anything. Oh, I already did that. Okay, I feel way too dark. It's probably because I'm letting in all this natural light. How dare I? That'll work fine. There's a little bit of a glare, but at least I don't look like I am way too dark. So how's everybody been? I know, right? You, natural light. Everybody have a good week without me? I'm sure you accomplished much and had a good time. I forgot how to work my computer. There we go. So this is my first time really playing Stardew since I came back. I got back on Sunday during the day, and I pretty much crashed and worked yesterday and then went to bed immediately. So I haven't really been doing too much. Oh, thank you so much, Ducky. That's awesome. Oh, not awesome, obviously, but I'm glad that you missed me. I rushed here straight from work, and I barely made it on time, so that's why I was still kind of setting up when stream started. Since I sent out that tweet, I wanted to make sure I was here on time. Ooh, we got 2 golden coconuts today. I'm sure you had other things to do. There are other streamers. But I'm glad you all missed me. It's awesome to be back. I did have a good time. I was down in Florida, so we got to go on the beach and everything. But I definitely missed this. Okay, today is Thursday. We'll go to the beach first. In fact, I should have done that before I put stuff away. Now you know the shipping bin's there, Ducky. Yes. It's well hidden. And by well hidden, I mean not hidden at all. Okay, are you guys hearing background noise right now? I might just have to talk louder and change this filter back up. Okay, I think in comparison, I can live up to that. My mic was going background noise. I turned up the filter. Mic won't turn. Okay, now technical. Today is a Thursday. Oh, did I turn it down too low? I think I'm just gonna have to talk louder. I'm gonna pull out my teacher. Today is a Thursday, so we're gonna go ahead and head rockin'. Don't have any quests or anything. Probably. Oh, is it a bit patchy again? Happens when I'm going. Oh. We're gonna try that. Hopefully that'll be better. Yeah, let me know if there's ever an issue with the mic. So we had we had 2 D&D games while I was down in Florida, so I let my friend borrow my mic for that because it's really good for picking up stuff like that. It's like perfect. Now I can play and I can actually hear, or they can hear me more like. So I had to plug it back in today. I actually had to rush to go get it because I totally forgot yesterday. I'm trying to stir my tea without making as little noise as possible, so I'm moving it away from the mic a little bit, because it makes like a very high-pitched clinking noise. Okay, but now I've got tea. I think I'm going to have to get a different ring light. It's hard to explain, but with my setup, there's like 0 places I can put this ring light. Hey Planky, welcome. Good to have you back. Alright, let's go ahead and put some stuff down here. So as I was saying, it's Thursday, so we're going to go to the desert next. And that means it's time for Gem Talk. It's been a little bit, hasn't it? I didn't think about this beforehand. Uh-oh. Quick Gem Talk. What is the best place you've ever gone on vacation to? I feel like I'm cheating with this one, because mine is Ireland, and it was very recent. I went over last summer. It was an incredible experience. Everything was gorgeous. Everyone was super nice. Everything I did there was just a good time. So where did everyone else go on vacation, and the best vacation you've ever been on? Best place you've ever gone on vacation to. Might be a better way of wording that. Whoop. Can't miss the gems. Oh, I might have just run an ad, huh? I haven't gone on any vacations. I don't really like to travel. Oh. Sorry to hear that, Ducky. I have so much fun. I couldn't do it all the time, which is probably good for me, honestly. Good for my wallet. But when I do get a chance, when I get a chance to really plan something out, it's just such a good time to just go see somewhere different and experience different things than I'm used to. Abroad, I've only been to Spain and Egypt. Ooh, Spain and Egypt. Oh man. Yeah, I've only been to Europe, well, twice, I guess. I went to Iceland, which, it's definitely Europe, but it barely counts as going, like, all the way to Europe from where I am. And then Ireland, which also is very close to, is about as close to me as you can get in terms of Europe, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I'd love to visit Spain. I'd love to visit Egypt. I've always wanted to see the pyramids. And I'm sure hundreds of other interesting places in Egypt as well. Whoop. Yo, error! Yeah, unfortunately when I went to Iceland, there was a really bad storm, so I didn't get to go on the tour where we got to go see all the natural beauty. Like, go to see mountains and everything else, and waterfalls, and that's my favorite stuff. So I just kind of chilled in Reykjavik for like 5 days, which, it was great for the first 2 days, but like, it's not a very huge city. It was awesome to go like see all these things, but it was like, I was kind of tired of going to museums by the 3rd day. I would love to go back and actually see everything. We did get to see the Northern Lights, but they were the not spectacular version, unfortunately. It just wasn't a very good night for it, so they didn't come out very well. Like, you could just barely see them. Actually, on the plane ride over to Iceland, we saw better Northern Lights, which was really cool, because you were basically, you were a lot closer to them, I guess, would be the best way to put it. Yeah, I could definitely imagine Egypt being very hot. Crafty. I really enjoyed my trip to Italy. Oh man, I really want to go to Italy. My dad used to go all the time for work. He would go like once a year for work. I know he was working there, but I was so jealous. He drinks a bunch of Italian wine now. And I do too, by proxy. I want to visit some cold places like Canada and Iceland. I mean, I'm pretty much as cold as Canada is, unless you go far into the north. I actually live about on the same latitude as most Canadians here in Michigan. I think I'm a little bit south of Toronto. I'm pretty much right on where Toronto is, though. Yes, the Northern Lights would be great to see, though, Crafty. I mean, they were beautiful, but I want to see them in, like, all their glory. Because I didn't get, like, a very good look at them, unfortunately. They look so good in pictures, you know? And I feel like when I saw them, it was just kind of like a glow in the sky, which is really cool still. Like, don't get me wrong, but it kind of lacked the oomph that shows in pictures. You can't stand the heat at all. Neither can I, Ducky. Especially humidity. Like, Florida during the summer is just the worst for me, which is why I'm glad we go during the spring, where it's still not, like, super humid. It's still, like, manageable completely. I mean, it was warm. It was, like, 70 degrees and not very humid. That is, like, the best temperature in the world for me. I don't know what that is in Celsius off the top of my head. 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I guess it'd be around, like 22 degrees Celsius? Something like that. I like this, your thesis statement there, Crafty. I don't like weather. Always wear black, so it doesn't go well. And then, I despise being cold. So you just like room temperature then. I like being cold. It's a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I really enjoy the cold. I usually keep my room pretty cold. I always have a fan on or something pointing at me. 21 Celsius, that was actually really close. You never travel outside your country area? Yeah, I mean, I'm in a pretty lucky position. Especially, like financially and everything, where I can travel. It's very hard to be able to leave a job. And now that I'm working as a teacher, I pretty much have my summers free, and I intend to use them to travel a bunch. Yeah, too hot just destroys me, Crafty, but like too cold I can manage. I actually like being a little cold. If it's way too cold, it's a problem, but a little cold is perfect for me. I think my favorite temperature is like around, I like it being in the 60s, and I have a jacket of some kind. I gotta walk this way. My old habits kicked in since I haven't played in so long. Although it looks like this doesn't matter very much. Exactly, Ducky, yes. That's what I love about the cold. It's like, I can put on so many comfortable blankets and everything. And if you get too hot, it's just like, oh, I guess I have to take as much clothes off as possible. And you get all sticky. I don't know. Heat is just not my fave. I gotta practice my animation canceling. For those of you who saw the Cave Gremlin file as I was loading up there, I am going to be attempting Shawnee's challenge. I was just way too tired. I was gonna start it yesterday, but I don't think I'm going to stream the first day, because it might be horribly boring, but I'll probably stream the second day. I did get a haircut. Thanks for noticing, Crafty. I actually got it yesterday. Yeah. It would have been more noticeable if I didn't, because I just spent a whole week of, Oh, I didn't have this on the whole time. Dang it. I just spent a whole week of it growing out, so I'm very glad that I was able to get it yesterday. It's too hot. There's a limit to how many clothes you can take off. Exactly, right? And I feel worse without clothes on. Like, I feel like I need to... There's some people that say they love sleeping naked. I have to wear something. If I'm naked, I just feel vulnerable. Not to slight those people who like it, though. People are just different, right? So these are going to be ready soon. Shorts and a hoodie in cold weather. Yeah, I actually do something similar. On my ride home from Florida, I actually wore shorts and a jacket. So when my legs get too hot, it's just the worst. But like, with the jacket, you can just take it off. With pants, it's like so much more difficult, right? To change your pants or to change into shorts. shorts are a great invention in my opinion. I just realized I forgot to put this ring on. There we go. Have to wear boxers. But can live without a top on. Only wear bottoms when I'm cold. Yeah. Like I said, everyone's different, right? Yeah, I know. I have a lot of friends that prefer sleeping, you know, with as little on as possible. But for me, I have to have something on. Usually I don't have much, but something. You have to have pants. Yes, error. Oh my goodness. I've had so many jobs where it's like they force you to wear pants. Like teaching. Oh my goodness. I could probably get away with it. But I feel like I probably shouldn't. But yeah, I just don't like pants at all. I only wear short sleeve shirts too. Unless it's like a wedding or something, or something that I have to get dressed up for very nicely. I never put on long sleeves. It's always short sleeves. I can barely handle long sleeves at all. I can always put a jacket on, right, if I'm cold. But if I'm hot in long sleeves, it's just torturous to me. Dang it, dang it. Man, this day is going so slowly because it's been so long since I've played. Okay, is my voice volume quiet, you're saying, Crafty? Or is it something else? Because I can adjust, like, each individual thing. Okay, so it seems like it might be something on your end, Crafty. Well, anyone else let me know if the voice is too quiet. I can turn it up. Would having 25% more wood profession get faster? I don't know if it affects hardwood, actually. I have not checked that. I'm pretty close to being done, so at this point, it's probably not worth it for me. And the iridium quality forges is pretty important to me, so it would be kind of annoying to change it. I think that's why I dismissed it out of hand. Because I've had all these thoughts before, like, I went through all the professions at some point, and I was like, what would be the best to be using? So I might have just dismissed that one, because I need the forge one so much. Alright, let's get rid of all these in one motion here. Melissa, it's quiet for you too, huh? Okay, let's see. Alright, does that sound... Oh, I see. Ah, I know what happened. Alright, hold on. Okay, that should be better, I think. Oh, it's picking up a lot of background noise, it looks like. Are you doing the tree thing for seeds or hardwood or both? I don't need the seeds. I have all the mahogany seeds, so it's just for hardwood. I need tons and tons of hardwood. Let me know, everyone, if you can hear any background noise, by the way. Alright, Soy Latte, welcome. Thanks for letting me know. So, here's what happened with the, the volume. I totally forgot about this. So, the microphone I have has like 4... Oh, good night, Error. Thanks for stopping by. The microphone I have has 3 different settings. 1 is for like a single person talking, like I'm doing now. 2 is for like a whole room, so you can pick up all the sounds in a whole room. I don't remember what 3 is for. But it was set to 2 because we were using it for D&D, a microphone so it could pick up everyone in the room. So I have it set to 1 now, so that's why it's a lot more. It's a lot easier to hear. Ugh. One thing I've noticed since I've started streaming is there's just so many little things that I need to pay attention to. I found out today, or I think it was yesterday actually, that the invite links to Discord expire. So the one below the stream wasn't working for like a week. I had no idea that they expired. Apparently there's a way to turn it off, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So they're just... The link down there should be working now, but eventually I'll have to fix that. You might need to get Nitro for Discord to make it so they don't expire. I'm not sure. Okay. Hey Kale, welcome back. Good to have you here. Okay, let's get all this down. So today was a bit of a slow day because I'm warming up my fingers. It's been a long time. Probably a good idea. Good thing I didn't try Shawnee's challenge yesterday. I would not have done well in my current state. Ooh. So this will give me some time here to warm up at least. So Shawnee Do, a Stardew Valley, I guess he's more of a YouTuber than a streamer. I guess he's both. Came up with a challenge. It involves downloading a file and getting as deep as in Skull Caverns as you can in a single day. But you have a whole day to prepare for it. There's been a whole lot of discussion on how to do things best and everything, but I have my own plans. And I might stream it, but it won't be on Tuesday or Thursday. Those are going to be days specifically for this challenge. Probably forever. I recently realized I'll need at least 3 stacks of each crop. 1 for the stack, the other 2 for the audience. Yes, exactly, Crafty. Yep. I dealt with that a long time ago, but yes. Pretty much every single crop has a thing you can do with the keg and a thing you can do with the jar. And then a lot of them have stuff for cooking as well. Yeah, both him and Wallagug make a lot of really good videos for Stardew. Hey, Twitch user. Yes, I did have a really good vacation. Thank you. Okay, I think we got everything set up to go here. Yeah, it was relaxing. It was chill. My sister had Survivor on the whole time. So I was just passively watching Survivor as well, which I haven't done since I was like 8. Just wasn't a show that gripped me, which is kind of funny because it was right after the Trials, Stardew Valley Trials, which is like the same thing almost. Only 1 Iridium quality stack. Yep. So that is one thing that was nice about that, Crafty, is I would let 1 stack, and then I would use the other stacks, this is kind of a weird way of putting this, to do things like artisan goods and whatnot. I did that for all of the fruit tree fruits. So you can see I've got 1 stack of those. And then I used all the quality ones for other things. Okay. Let's put everything away. Taro tuber. Okay. Oh, it's not midnight. I thought it was midnight. Oh yeah, sweet gemberry. You only need the stack of. It is right there. I have a little extra. Okay. I could probably try to do something. Oh, I know what I can do. We can smelt some ore here. Let's do that. And I guess we'll do some iridium too. How much wheat did you have to grow? Off the top of my head, I can think of beer, pickled wheat, pickled flowers. So the nice thing about wheat is, hold on, where are you, wheat? Yeah, I've got a lot of it. It grows very quickly, and it also is very useful as a crop to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Transition seasons. So if you plant it at the end of summer, it will keep your field alive until fall. So that's what I've been doing with it. And so when I harvest it, I just keep it. But I've got a lot of it. It's the way for it. Oh, you can buy the wheat flour as well. Kale. It's so much better to buy something when you're allowed to buy it, you know? So I just bought all my wheat flour. I buy seeds, Crafty. As a rule of thumb, money's a lot easier to get in this game than, like, anything else. So, generally speaking, if I can buy something, I usually will. There are certain seeds you can't buy, like pineapple, for instance. Well, not with money, at least. And when that happens, I need to come up with a different way. But yeah, normally I just buy everything that I can. I guess we will go down here, huh? It's been a while since I've needed all these. Still don't, I guess. This is all just excess. Pineapple seeds aren't too hard to find. Yeah. It's a little different, though, when you need a stack of them, Ducky. Ooh, we got the UFO. Fun. So there's usually a lot more. Oh, thanks, Gem. Welcome back to you as well. Yeah, when you need a whole stack of the seeds and a whole stack of pineapples around, luckily they regrow. So I just used the seed maker, I think. Yeah, I think I just used the seed maker, and that was probably the easiest way to handle things. Glad to have you here, Gem. Welcome back. Interesting. Are none of my sounds on? I think my Stardew stopped making sounds. One second. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to restart Stardew since the beginning of the day and hopefully gets those sounds back. I find it really annoying to play without sounds, and I'm sure it sounds really dumb on Twitch to not have the sounds. Yeah, radioactive ore takes more than a day to smelt. Not more than a day. More than a night is probably the better way to put it. Oh, I don't hear the sounds still. Are you guys able to hear the sounds? Maybe they're just not going to mine. Interesting. Ugh. More tech problems, huh? It's always the case. Okay. Open volume mixer. I apologize if this gets really loud. You can hear the sounds. That probably sounds really loud to you. Why isn't it going to my headset? Alright, if you guys can hear it, then I can deal with it. Let me turn them down again then. Because I bet it got really loud. Okay. Kind of hard to balance when I can't hear them. Okay. It takes a little bit more than just the night to for radioactive ore to finish, as we can see here. Is it loud now? Oh boy. Okay, let me For some reason Stardew is so much louder than all my other applications. I wish I could show you this to you, but I've actually got Stardew on 2, and like every other one of my applications is on like 60% volume. I have no idea. I'm now just realizing that I can't hear any sounds through my headset, so I know what's going on here. It'll allow me to just I still can't hear Stardew, but now I can hear the music at least. Alright, hopefully that's all of our issues here. Let me know if the Stardew Valley sounds are okay now. Especially with all the chests I have to open. Oh. That happens way too often at this point. Alright, so today is Friday, so we gotta go check the traveling cart. Now it's too quiet, huh, Hoot? Dang it. Oh, you know what probably happened? Oh, goodness. I unplugged my headset, so I bet it's going through my speakers now. Oh, welcome back, Hoot, by the way. Yeah, you can't hear it at all. Okay. Let me... Yeah. I have to restart it. Okay. Let me do this really quick. Alright, this time, we've barely lost any time, luckily. Because I was right at the beginning. So this time it should work. There we go. I love this new headset I have, but oh my god, does it give me trouble sometimes. Alright, that should be good now. Okay. I can collect the other stuff at the end of the day, so I'll come back for that radioactive stuff. Radioactive bars. Okay, all is right with the world. And I just had to sacrifice half an hour in-game. Hopefully you all can hear that now. It's a Friday, I have to keep restarting over and over again. Whoop, come on. It's a fall Groundhog Day. You know, if I take a week off, that's what happens, right? I have to do a lot of quick troubleshooting. Was this? No, it was there. Okay, never mind. How did I get enough seaweed from the ponds? So you get quite a bit from fishing, if you're fishing in the ocean. That's really it. Some of it spawns on the ocean, but that's really the only way to get it, except from fish ponds. So any of the crab pot fish, so like things like lobster, crabs, shrimp, they have a chance of giving seaweed from the fish ponds. I just had enough seaweed left over from how much I've played this game at this point that I was able to make all of these, but I'm actually pretty low right now. I can actually check here in a second. Yeah, this is all the seaweed I had left. It was over like 500 at some point. So I've used almost all of it. And I'm going to be using more eventually. I'm planning on getting the rest of it from fish ponds. So pretty soon I'm going to do crab fish ponds. And by the time I'm done with them, I'll have enough seaweed forever, probably. We'll see. Maybe not. As far as I know, that's the easiest way to get a whole bunch of seaweed. You can use the training rod and then just fish in the ocean, and you're pretty likely to get seaweed doing that, but that's just boring. If there's no other way, that's probably the best way. Crab roe does stack. It's clam roe that doesn't. Clam roe doesn't exist. But all the other fish pond fish do have roe. So things like lobster, crab, periwinkle, I guess, would also have roe as well. Yep, all of those have roe except for clams. Clams are the only weird ones that don't have it. Yep, I removed it from my list. I did a whole bunch of updating to the chart for anyone who's interested. It's probably not super noticeable, but I did remove all the things that couldn't stack, like clam roe was on there, for instance. There's a few others as well. But I removed most of that stuff. I don't think sea urchin has roe, actually. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure sea urchin and coral don't produce roe. You can put them in fish ponds, but they're also technically not fish, right? Neither is a clam, but a clam you might expect to do it. Yeah, I don't think sea urchins or coral do, but you can put them in fish ponds. They just won't produce roe. They'll just reproduce themselves. So that's technically a way for me to get enough sea urchins, but I think I'll be getting enough from other means. Whoops. Why do I have this? So is coral, Ducky. And so are clams. Yeah, those are all living things. Mussels, cockles, oysters, sea urchins. So nautilus shells and rainbow shells aren't, but all the other ones are living things as well. But I don't think they lay eggs, which is what roe is. Roe is fish eggs. And of course, Concerned Ape can do whatever he wants. If he wants to have roe or no roe. I should check this real quick. I have to get back in the groove of things. I feel like I'm being slow. Ooh, my hay is getting low. I'm actually going to do that now because I'm definitely going to forget. Lup the Lup, welcome. Glad to have you back. Yeah, right now we're just getting some stacks. Sea urchins do produce eggs. Check the wiki. Maybe they do produce roe. I double checked, so my chart should be accurate. I just might not remember. This is an interesting one, because this would technically make me money, but it's almost not worth it. Coconut's a good one. Getting fat stacks, yep. Of course, they're all the same level of fatness. At least that's the goal. It should be on my list, though, Ducky. So they do produce roe? Yeah, it's probably on my list correctly. I double-checked with the wiki, I'm pretty sure. I just wasn't thinking about it, because I still have to do most fish anyways. Sea urchins are very low on my priority list. But speaking of which, there's only two. Never mind. It's just time consuming. You're right though, Ducky, it is a bit painful. Ooh, that looks so fancy, doesn't it? Why did I come in here? That feeling you get when you walk into a room and forgot what you were doing, that happens in Stardew too, apparently. I definitely had a reason for coming in here that wasn't this. And I cannot remember what it was. I don't even have something to put away. Oh, I remembered. Okay. Woo! I wanted to get more explosive ammo. Good thing I remembered. Such a nuisance. Alright, come on now. You? There we go. Happens every time I change. Yeah, exactly, Lup. Just every time I walk into a Stardew room. Why am I here right now? Yeah, once you get teleporting, it's even worse, because it's like, well, I just went across the whole map. Why exactly did I do that? How many fish do you have completely done, including recipes, roe, aged roe? So I started alphabetical. So I have anchovy, albacore, blue discus, and bream. Bream is very close to done. But I'm going to stop doing alphabetical, and I'm going to switch to what's best for cooking. So right now you see sunfish. Sunfish is almost done as well. I'm just waiting on the roe for that. And next, I think I'll be doing largemouth bass. Oh no, carp. Carp will be next, then largemouth bass. Because I'm trying to get all the cooking done, and that's the easiest way to do that. Pretty much all my cooking now is just waiting on fish. The exception being fiddlehead risotto. Okay, so I already went down. Already went up. So it is time to go to the island. So I guess the answer to that is 3? I have 3 completely done, and 2 are very close to being done. No fossilized tail for me. Wait. Another chance? Nope. Okay. So, for those of you who are in Discord, you are aware that I have discovered another item that I didn't realize was stackable or even existed. So we're going to try and get one really quickly here. You first, though. So there is I think it's a 10% chance fishing in this pond will give you I believe it's called a fossilized spine. I actually don't have any of them right now, because this is the only way to get it, I think. So let's see a new item, the first of a stack. Probably the last item that I'll ever get a first of a stack from. Hi, Blue Discus. I don't think it comes from the chests. I think just by fishing in here, it'll, whoops, just pop out occasionally. So I should actually cancel the fish. Yeah, and I completely forgot about it, Lup. You're right. You need it to, So, not trash. You need it to complete the field office, but I haven't... I was scratching my nose, dang it. Could have been it. You need to complete the field office, but I hadn't gotten another one since. So I completely forgot it was stackable, or even an option. There it is. So, my solution to that was pretty easy. I just have to sit there and fish for a long time. But I'm not going to do that today. I just wanted one of them for the collection. Yeah, the spine one isn't too bad because you can just get it from fishing there. But there's other ones like the tail and the snake vertebrae that are probably a little too rare, honestly. Even if you know where to look, it can take a while. Oh yeah, I did see that, Ducky, that there's also a chance from artifact spots. I don't know how accurate that is, because I feel like I would have gotten one by now if that was the case. I always dig the artifact spots when I see them. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a bug of some kind. Certainly possible I've just gotten unlucky, but it's surprising to me that I hadn't got one yet if that's the case. Yeah, you're probably right, Ducky. It's just probably low. Unless if that's the beach with the mermaid, then I almost never go there, so it's possible it's that beach. But if it's the one with the resort, then I'd be very surprised, because I can remember, like, over 10 times that I've dug artifacts up there. And I think it's maybe it's like a 10% chance, so maybe I just got unlucky. Oh, so Lup, it's not that southern beach. I'm pretty sure it's the resort, the area with the resort on it. That one you can get the snake vertebra from, and that's also a pretty rare one because you need to get it from artifact spot. There's no other way to get it. It's been a while since I've had trash in my inventory. Gotta come all the way down here. Don't need you, bud. Alright, let's add it to the pile. Probably the last time we're gonna get a first item from for a stack. I think I have everything else at this point. I always find this funny, by the way, that I have 70 treasure chests. I intend to, Ducky. I do intend to. I was actually writing an FAQ while I was on vacation, and it's not quite done yet, so I'm not ready to release it, but I did answer that question on there. And my answer is I intend to finish it. I definitely intend to finish the challenge. Whether I do or not is going to come down to, like, life obligation, I think. But I don't think I'm going to stop working on it for any particular reason. Okay, so let's see here. It is Friday. It's already pretty late, unfortunately. It's not going to take quite that many years. How close do you think I am to retiring, Ducky? I've got quite a few years left in me. We are going to go... Yeah, we're going to go bomb the mines here. I don't think this challenge is going to take me 50 years, Ducky. Hopefully not, at least. That would be absurd. I'm planning on it taking probably, on the upper end, like 4 years. It's more likely, if I keep streaming like I have been, excluding last week, my best guess is it'll take 2 to 3 years, somewhere around there. We're going here. This reminds me, we want to put on this ring. We got lucky we didn't get a ghost here. Let's do some quick math. Have you been doing it for 5 years on and off? Yeah, more off than on, if I'm being completely honest, though. I also haven't been doing it the most efficient. So it's been closer to probably like 2 years of work so far on this challenge. Probably even less. Like, even when I was on, I don't think I played as much as when I stream it. Like, I do a week at a time when I'm streaming, and I don't do anything like that when I'm not streaming. I usually used to play, like, one day a day, pretty much. I'd get on for 30 minutes and just play a day. So I don't know if that's a very good indicator of how long it's going to take. Yeah, I mean, the last bit of the challenge is going to go by pretty quick. Once I finish fishing and a few other things that are holding me back, I'm just going to be sleeping years away. And that'll take time. Whoops. The heck? That'll take time of its own for sure, but it's going to be a lot quicker than fishing was, I think. There are a lot of fish. You are correct, there are a lot of fish. Once I finish a lot of other things, though, I can even sleep the fish away. Like, right now I'm playing whole days. Eventually, I'm not going to be doing that. Ooh, we got a prismatic. Get rid of topaz. This is year 24 level. And we're quickly approaching year 25. Oh, give me that first. Yeah, I've gotten quite a lot accomplished. I'd say I've been pretty efficient with my years. I think I could technically do this challenge faster if I slept more, but I enjoy playing out the days. I wouldn't want to sleep more. I wish those green ghosts actually dropped something worthwhile. Lots of bats. Good deal for me. My first dwarf gadget. Oh, I kind of want those. It's so hard to decide what to throw away. I guess I don't need fiber, huh? Would you go to the Spirit's Eve every year for the golden pumpkin, or are you just going to get them from golden coconuts? I'm just going to get them from artifact troves. So they drop from artifact troves. I would have had to go there every year. Yeah, you got it, Ducky. I still need to go to the Spirit's Eve every year, though, because it has a rare crow that only spawns once per year. Yeah, they're not very fun, are they, Kale? I do kind of feel like they are a bit anti-fun. But you can solve them with ginger, so that's one way to deal with it. If you get hit by the buff, or the debuff rather, which he doesn't want to hit me with right now, you can eat a piece of ginger and it'll go away. You need to know that, obviously. Yeah, it is quite a bit of waiting, Ducky. I'm looking forward to having people here with me to suffer with me for it. That's one good thing about streaming the challenge. I imagine I'll have something fun to do. Yep, I imagine I'll figure out something fun to do during that time, because it's going to be annoying. In fact, I might leave a little bit early. Like, I might start sleeping weeks away a little bit early, so there's something I could be working on during those days, so it's not completely useless. I'll have to map out my time a bit more efficiently, but we'll see. Maybe I can figure something out like that. Yeah, I have a bunch of ginger next to the mine, just so I remember to grab it every time. There's a lot of bats on this floor. This has actually been really nice for that. Gonna die. Oh no! Oh, are you kidding me, Ghost? I didn't think I got... Oh, good music timing. Alright. Well, let's hope we get lucky here, because I'm definitely not resetting this day. Oh, I'm in a keg. Lewis, you got all my stuff, right? Not Lewis, I'm sorry. Linus, you got all my stuff, right? 3 items. Oh, nothing important. Oh, that's a fun one. Oh, yay. Okay. Well, I'm getting the gavel back. Oh no, did he literally just close? Aha! Guess who's got key to the town? Yeah. How is this worth 1,050? This is all crap anyways. Okay. So I'll have that back in the morning, so it's not a big deal. I'd rather not die again. Oh, I lost my ginger. So I can't even eat it. The ghost snuck up on me. I was like, okay, as soon as I'm done with this bombing run, I'll eat. He managed... I didn't get hit that entire time, and he managed to snag me on that one. On that last little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and drink that. Pearls drop from the artifact troves. So that was a big one that was worrying me for a while, Ducky, but since pearls drop from the artifact troves, no longer an issue. Alright, so I need to grab some spicy eel. I've got more somewhere. Yeah, I know where it is. It's an even chance, Ducky. So I just have to get 27 stacks of artifact troves because every single item is a 3.7 chance. Alright, let's take that. Yeah, you'd be surprised, Ducky. It's actually not that bad. I've already opened over a stack, and I've got a whole bunch here. It helps to have the Statues of Endless Fortune, because they give you tons of Omni Geodes. I'm getting like 50 Omnis a day, on average, from it. It does sound ridiculous, though, doesn't it? To get 27 stacks of artifact troves. Okay... Oh, wow. It's full. Don't know what to do with you guys. Did not anticipate this being a problem. I'll figure out a spot for it. I know. You'd think it would happen a lot, but typically I don't let that happen. Alright. Let me get some water. 1 second. I usually prepare my water a little better than that. And we're going to take a nap. I have to say the farmer must have the worst sleep schedule. I go to bed at almost 2 a.m. every night and wake up at 6. That's 4 hours of sleep. Triple shot must be like a miracle drug. have I planned for winter? Leah, don't you know me by now? Yeah, seriously. Then again, I guess Linus stays up all night and finds you. Like on the ground wherever you pass out, so... Maybe everyone just has a terrible sleep schedule and no one talks about it. Come on, grab me. If it takes 5 years off my life, Ducky, I don't know. What's 5 years off infinity? It might take 5 years off my life, but I'm gonna live to be 1,000 in this game, so who knows? There is one thing I'm slightly worried about. I noticed that there was a bug. I was going through the changelog for the game, and there was a bug where the game would just automatically crash after a certain number of hours. ConcernedApe patched it out, but I'm worried that might happen again later. Hopefully not, or like with the years. So I'm hoping that won't be the case, and if it is the case, I'll probably have to mod the game somehow to fix it. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen though. My guess is when ConcernedApe fixed the bug, he made sure it wouldn't happen again. Though I don't know if he'd anticipate how long I would play this game for. Yeah, it was 2 golden coconuts again. We're getting pretty lucky with that. We have our whole stack now. Now we just need 7 more stacks. Making progress. So Saturday is a mostly free day. So I think maybe I'll run the Volcano Dungeon tonight. Excuse me. So I think, yeah, Volcano Dungeon tonight would be smart. I'm going to bring my Mega Bombs this time. I think that helps a lot with blowing up a lot of rocks. I had to think about it for a second. Fried mushroom used to be something I did not have completed. I mean, I guess everything was something I didn't have completed at one point, huh? Pretty recently I finished fried mushroom, though. Yeah, look, I got 63 just today for Omni Geodes, and that number is only going up. Because I'm getting more and more statues of Endless Fortune. Me and my headset are going to need to have a discussion. It muted it again. Okay, I'll have to get through this day. I wonder what's going on with it. Oh well. I can live without the sound as long as you all can still hear it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go to... I guess we're just ready to go straight to the island. Pretty sure I finished everything else. It's amazing how much the beginning of the days always seem to blend together. Like I completely... I just did all of that stuff completely on autopilot. I didn't even think once about what I was doing. My animation canceled my copper pan. Hey, I got a fossilized tail, though. Good deal. That's not where that goes. This is supposed to go in there. Alright. So this will be ready tomorrow, I think. Either tomorrow or the next day. I should really stop getting this coral. But technically sea urchins can spawn here, so it's kind of worth clearing it out. But not on a Saturday. Hey Mads, welcome back to the stream. Glad to have you here. You can only plant one thing in garden pots on the island. What do you mean by that, Crafty? Like, you can... I mean, you can put a whole lot of garden pots on the island. I've thought about it before, but it's just a lot of work for not much... I mean, it would be a lot of benefit, but I'm going to be finished with money at a pretty reasonable pace anyways. I don't feel the need to, like, rush it or anything. You can't plant ancient fruit in garden pots, and that was probably a smart decision on Concerned Ape's part, because it'd be really strong. If you try to plant a crop in Ginger Island in a garden pot, it won't let you. Just ancient fruit. Every other one you can plant in. Every other one. Garden pots work fine on Ginger Island. The only thing you can't do is put ancient fruit in them. You sure about that? Pretty sure you can. Let's see here. G? A, B, C, G. And let's go with red cabbage. Looks like it works. Guess we'll find out in a few days. That's actually too far away, huh? Dang it. Let's do this. I thought you could put it anywhere. Okay, I'll check over there. I'm pretty sure it works, because I remember Cord was routing out a 100 million in 1 year route, and it involved putting garden pots like all over Ginger Island. I'm pretty sure you can't plant ancient fruit anywhere, but I'm pretty sure you can put anything else in a garden pot. I know you can't do it inside, but yeah, looks like it works fine. I'll just leave it there. I can always make a new one. What does it cost? Garden pot. 1 clay, 10 stone, 1 refined quartz. No problem. I always like testing things. Make sure that they're possible. Because I was thinking about that lately. Gotta have that stack. Look, we just completed a stack today. I always like making sure those things work. Because I was thinking about doing something like that lately, but I came to the conclusion that it just wasn't worth the extra money. We are going to the Volcano Mines. How's our bombs? Yeah, that's probably fine. And everything else looks okay, I think. I will need the watering can just in case. Yeah, it's always good to keep testing things, you know, because you're never sure. I played this game so much now that I'm not sure what's knowledge about this game and what's like myth or anything along those lines. You actually can't put the Junimo chest in here, which is a little sad. You're too annoying.